All right, so welcome to another rapid fire business story of the week. This is part of our rapid fire series, and today we have an incredible guest with us, someone who's achieved extraordinary success and is here to share their unique business journey with you. We're excited to hear their insights, so let's welcome them to the show. All right, so as this is our rapid fire series, we've got 1 minute or less to answer each question. So, in a minute or less, give us the elevator pitch to your story and your life. Go.
All right, cool. So I'm Korey with Delta Kits, and what we do is manufacture windshield repair equipment, right? So we help people who are entrepreneurs start an entrepreneur journey, whether it's a side hustle, part-time job, or full-time job. We help you do windshield repair, right? With your costs being less than $1 in supplies and you generating over $75 or more per rock chip, and a rock chip takes about 15 minutes of time.
So that's fascinating, and I would love to dig a little bit deeper. So tell us a bit more about what you're working on today that you're most passionate about and believe will have the biggest impact.
All right, so with windshield repair, it's for people who are looking to, like I say, start a side hustle, part-time job, or full-time job with doing windshield repair, right? And it takes you less than 15 minutes to do a job, and national average is $55 per repair, right, is what you generate. So it's a good thing to start out with if you're looking to generate more revenue or add revenue to what you're already doing in automotive industry.
So this next question is one that every entrepreneur has dealt with. Tell us about a time where you failed. We often say failure is the first step to success. So think about a time where you failed in the past. What happened? What did you learn from it?
All right, so when it comes to windshield repair, it's just like any other industry. You could potentially fail at it, right? But I'm a firm believer that hard work is undefeated, so you get what you put into it, right? So if you put in the time to build the business, you'll be all right. And the cool part about windshield repair is that regardless of what country you're in or where you're located at, everyone has a car. So you always got a customer base to be able to generate some revenue. So you might start out slow, but like anything, you crawl before you walk. And if you just see it through and just put the work in, I think you could be successful with doing windshield repair.
That's fascinating. That's fascinating. And we're definitely going to have you back on the show to dive deeper into each of these questions. But for now, one thing that I often say is, and I tell this to my employees and the people who work with me and for me all the time, is that when a tree falls in the forest, if nobody hears it, did that tree actually fall? This brings me to this next question. How do you make sure that all of these amazing projects that you're involved in get noticed? What marketing and advertising methods have worked best for you? You've got a minute. Let's go.
All right, so when it comes to windshield repair, it's like a lot of businesses. Word of mouth is always big, but social media is big for you, from Instagram to Facebook to YouTube, even having a website where you can set up to get Google reviews and for people to find you. So you can easily get on all platforms to set up and get people to notice you. And I always tell people, if you educate people, they'll subtly sell themselves. So social media is the easiest and quickest platform with minimal expense for any entrepreneur to get set up and started with windshield repair.
That was so awesome. We're definitely going to dive deeper into this on a later show. And as we approach our last question, before we ask people how people can get a hold of you, how people can reach you, learn more about the work that you're doing in your company, and we will include all that information in the show notes, what I wanted to ask you is, what is one piece of advice that you would offer to your younger self, to our audience, and to somebody, especially somebody who's just starting out in the same niche that you're in, but just doesn't know how to start or get going?
All right, I would just say, when it comes to doing anything that you're going to do, like, think about it. I always talk myself into doing it, but I turn around and talk myself out of doing it. And I'll weigh the pros and cons and figure out if it's for me at this point in time and walk in my life. So I would just say, consider all options and ask yourself, why are you doing this and what do you hope to get from it, and think with the end in mind.
Amazing stuff. We're going to have to thank our guest today for being a guest on Business Story of the Week. And before we cut out on this episode, I wanted to ask you, how can people get a hold of you? How can people learn more about what you're doing? And how do people engage with you? And we will transcribe this and put it in the show notes for everybody to find.
All right, cool. So I'm Korey Goldin. I'm with Delta Kits. I'm found at deltakits.com. We're on every social media platform, got over hundreds of YouTube videos. So you can find us at deltakits.com, YouTube. If you want to email, you can email to info@deltakits.com, or you can actually call us at 541-345-8554. And again, I'm Korey with Delta Kits.
All right, amazing. So you did it. Thank you for being a guest on the show today. Let me tell you what you can expect next. So what we're going to do is we're going to take all this, we're going to cut it into an episode. It will go on the Business Story of the Week page. So make sure you go on Apple Podcasts, review us, like us, go on YouTube, subscribe to the channel, subscribe to us on Spotify, and this will come out in the next 30 days or so, depending on our workload and how many shows we have. We have had a lot of interest in the show lately, so we may be a little backed up, but the show will get out. In the meanwhile, we will send you clips that feel free to share on social. Also, the full episode, feel free to share any way that you like. The content is yours to share and put out there. We just ask that you mark us and tag us in the notes if you do. So in the copy, put hashtag Business Story of the Week. Link back to us. We would appreciate that. And if you think that you might be interested in doing more podcasts, live ones and studio ones, Zoom ones, Riverside ones, there's a whole host of shows that likely if you did this one and succeeded, you would probably be really great at, and a great way of getting your message out. So your host will talk to you about potentially getting you booked on a strategy call for a Business Story of the Week's sister company, Podcast Cola, or becoming a YouTube influencer through Viral Mirage. Thanks again for being a part of this. Looking forward to working with you.